Y'all, she is struggling. She's trying to get the eggs up under her in the little box behind where she had all of them, instead of moving over on top of the babies. I went back in there to check on her, and that one that was trying to get out didn't make it. So that the last egg is pipping already, so there may be 8 if it makes it. But none of the turkey eggs have pipped yet. She's trying to rake them up under her, and she's in the wrong box. I guess she'll figure it out. See, she's trying to rake it up under her now, and you can't do that. I'd get in there and pick her up and put her on them, but Lord have mercy. I guess Mother Nature will take care of it one way or the other. Well, hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. So, of course I'm keeping an eye on the brown turkey with the baby chicks in there. There's one out on the ground. I don't know if it'll get back up there or not. I'll keep an eye on it the rest of the evening, hoping it does. I went in there and cleaned out all the empty eggshell, the broken eggshells from where they hatched, and I had one, the one that was just about out when I first looked. It did not make it. It didn't get out of the shell good, and it didn't make it. But the last egg has pipped and should be hatching anytime now. But that wasn't the point of the video. Rhode Island Reds decided to come back out and scratch around a little bit. But I went ahead and I dug a little bit on this back corner post, a little more with the hole diggers, and come down here and got the biggest post I had and put in there. I think that one's going to work. And I've got 2 more posts right there on the ground. These are 5-6 inch or 6 or 7, something like that. They're big posts. But I'm gonna have to use chainsaw and cut some of them smaller telephone poles that I'm not going to use for the water tower and make some posts out of that. And I may have to buy some as well, but that's the plan anyway. So I went ahead and brought this 8-foot gate down, and it's going to go from that corner to out here. So I got to put a post here for the gate to close to. That gives me access to drive in with the tractor and bring in hay or whatever I need to do, and I'm going to put that 12-foot cattle panel that I will cut the feet off, and put it there on this side of that cedar tree as a gate to go back into the woods, because eventually there's going to be another paddock back there in the woods, and that gate will open from one pen into the next, and then I'll have to buy more gates for the other pen, of course. It'll get one that opens into the third one, and so on. But anyway, went ahead and brought them down. I was trying to map out exactly. I think I need 5 more posts, and some of those I will use, like this really, really long telephone pole here. I got to get the tape measure out and measure the 5 that I'm wanting to use, and mark them so I'll know where to cut them. Because when you stand these things up, when they're going to be as long as they are, 20 feet, 25 feet, whatever, I don't want to stand up a 30-footer if I don't need to. So I got to mark them to cut. And like this big pole here is a monster. It's going to probably be the worst one out of all of them. And it's also pretty doggone long compared to these shorter ones here. But it's going to take 5 for the water tower. So that one there, gets a little smaller at the top end, and the bottom end is splintered a little bit. So I'll end up cutting it and then using it. And I'll cut this one and this one. That one probably will not need cutting. Whatever the shortest one is the one I'm going to go with to make them all the same length. Then I've got another one laying here, and the one up by the doghouse up there. So I got to get them all cut to the right length. And then once I get them cut, I'll probably move them down here to where the water tower is going to be, so that I got to clean up my mess, but so I can roll them across the ground right there back and forth and keep the weeds cut down. But yeah, 5 telephone poles to stand up is a lot. And, you know, plus I've got the first post in the hole. Second hole is dug, and I'll show y'all. Hard to see down in the bottom, but that's almost 2 feet. This one is a little bit deeper than that, but it's around 2 feet. So that's all the post on this end. There'll be that little gate right here. And then the fence is going to start there and run across, run down to the big oak tree, and then down. And I got to cut that junk tree down. It's in the fence line. And I'm going to have to put T-post up. I'm figuring 2 wood posts between the oak tree and the end down there, but it may just be 1 with T-post in between, and then of course a corner post, and then I got to have 2 wood posts for the gate. So with that being said, I got to finish cleaning up all that Privian mess that's taken over down there, and that's where I'm thinking I'm going to use the telephone poles, because they're bigger, heavier, and I'll just dig a bigger hole and, you know, stand them up down there, and it'll handle the weight of the gate and such. That's the idea anyway. And then I got to have another wood post on that back corner and one up by the other end of where that first gate's going to be. So I'm figuring 4 or 5 more posts, and that will include some telephone pole like this short one here. I can't use that in the water tower build, but it can be a corner post. It's plenty big enough, in good shape. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm fixing to get tape measure out and see if I can't start marking them. I don't know. At least measure it out and see what I've got. I can go get more telephone poles if I need to. I just need to call a buddy, but it's tough digging holes with post hole diggers. I wish I had my little hand auger back there redone, so I could just come up and dig with that. And because from here all the way back, I'm gonna zoom in 3 times, y'all. On the other side of that cedar tree, you can't see my hand anymore. On the other side of that cedar tree was where the gate's gonna be, on the right side of it. So that's a long ways. I don't remember the footage, but I've marked it off with tape measure all the way around. Minus, I didn't include where the building was because I won't need fence there. But I've got about 400 feet of goat fencing or cattle fencing. And I'm probably going to run a hot wire around it as well, on the outside at least. Don't know about that yet. I don't have an electric fence right now, but it's about 370 to 380 feet is what I was figuring, minus the few gates. So I've got plenty of fence to get the job done. It's just a matter of, that's a big job for one old fat man working by himself. But just want to do a quick video and show y'all I am working. I'm not trying to kill myself out here, but all the turkeys and the chickens are just acting so weird since all the baby chicks have hatched. They you can tell they know that there's little babies in there. Like I say, I showed y'all the babies are jumping out of the box, and I'm hoping to get back in there. The mama's up right now. Maybe she's trying to get it back up there, I don't know, but she's up right now. And that baby chick is following her around, so excuse me. I took each one and dipped their beak in the waterer so they know where to get their water from. And I've got a chick starter crumbles in there in the little feeder. So when they do get up and move around, they've got access to fresh water and feed. And, you know, because they can't reach the big waterer over there. Yeah, she don't like that board. It's slick. Don't know what to do about that. I had to make a way for the babies to get up and down. So I got to figure something else out. But she needs to get that other baby up there with her, because, you know, it's still a little cool at night. And they won't make it if they're not up under mama. So let's see if I can figure it out I got to figure out something to do about that board as a ramp, and make it easier for her to walk up and down it. Maybe flip it over and put the rough side facing up instead of the smooth side. That smooth side is slick, so I'll go grab a drill and try that and see if that'll help her. But anyway, I appreciate you guys watching. Sweet peas on the prowl back there. But I did have one little baby chick that didn't make it. It didn't hatch out of the shell in time, or it just exhausted itself. I don't know. Maybe the mama turkey over there stepped on it or put too much. I don't have a clue. It just happens. But anyway, all the rest of them seem to be doing well. I appreciate y'all watching. Remember what I always tell you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared. Look at that, y'all. I put some fresh straw in the pen and filled the nesting box, and so that it'd be easier for the babies and easier for her to kind of keep them warm, and easier for the babies to get in and out. Flip that board over, and I put the one that was out back in there. She was over in the corner with it over here, keeping it warm, but the other 6 and the 4 eggs that haven't hatched yet were not under her. So I moved her, got the baby, put it back in there, and she got back up to warm them all up. So I put some fresh straw in there, in their box and on the ground. Hopefully that'll help them. But I've got a blue Orpington hen over here that thinks she's going to be allowed to set, I guess. I don't know. Maybe she's just taking a while to lay. I don't know yet. But I'm not going to allow any of them to set. If I've got a barnyard mix over here sitting on, I think 13 eggs that are all Rhode Island Red barnyard mix eggs, that's what I want. I'm going to let her sit. She's been sitting now for 2 or 3 days, maybe 4. I'm not going to let this one start setting. I've never had a chicken go to setting, but since this turkey hen's been setting, apparently that started it off. I don't know, but I'm not going to allow her to set. I put all the eggs over there just until I get them, you know, gathered up, but I'm not going to allow her to set on them. And she thinks she is, but either way, thank y'all for watching.